it's Sari here. Welcome to Caladenia's new DVD that you can enjoy at home. We're sorry we can't see you in person. We're sorry we can't give you a date on when we can see you in person, but hopefully this little DVD will help to while away an hour or so and give you a good laugh. Everyone from Caladenia contributed and we're all thinking of you. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, I'm Honor. Today I'm going to perform 4 songs for you. They're all from musicals, so what I'm going to do is play each song, and then after each song you have to guess the name and from which musical they are from. Alright, wish me luck. Alright, so that was, of course, Do Re Mi from the 1959 Rodgers and Hammerstone's musical, The Sound of Music. Alrighty, now, song 2 might be a bit harder. Alright, so that song was Get Me to Church on Time from the 1956 musical My Fair Lady. The song was composed by Frederick Lowe and the lyrics by Alan Lenner. Lenner was married 8 times, so I'm sure that this song was stuck in his head at some point during his lifetime. Alright, next song. That song was, of course, Memory from the 1981 musical Cats. So Memory has been recorded by over 150 artists. I think we can now say 151. All right, the last song today. So that last song was, of course, Oh What a Beautiful Morning, and that was from the musical Oklahoma, which premiered on Broadway in 1943. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed those songs, and I look forward to seeing you all not too far away. Bye.
Hi everyone, I was just going to show you how I make my flowers, which I've been doing while we've been away from club. So I've only got one more to add to our posy here. So I'm just going to fold it into my triangles. Doesn't take long at all. Hope you're all keeping well. Keeping busy. So that's my little flower. Just going to use a hot glue gun to hold it in place. And then I think I'll just add it here. And there it is. And always want to say this, here's some I made earlier. Bunch of flowers for you, everybody. See you soon. Bye.
Hello? You guys back, are you? Okay.
Hello everyone, it's Jo here. I can't wait to see you all. Here's a piece of poetry that I really like. It's by a chap called Spike Milligan. Smiling is infectious. You catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. When he smiled, I realised I'd passed it on to him. I thought about that smile, then I realised its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic quick and get the world infected. Infected with the right stuff. So keep smiling everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
You take the weight Grandad by Graham Watt. Poor old Grandad passed away, cut off in his prime. He never had a day off crook, gone before his time. We found him in the dunny, collapsed there on the seat, a startled look upon his face, his trousers round his feet. The doctor said his heart was good, fit as any trout. Constable, he had his say. Foul play was not ruled out. There were theories at the inquest of snake bite without trace, of redbacks quietly creeping, of death from outer space. No one had a clue at all. The judge was in some doubt when Dad was called to have his say as to how it came about. I reckon I can clear it up, said Dad with trembling breath. You see, it's quite a story, but it could explain his death. This here exploration mob had been looking at our soil, and they reckon that our farm was just the place for oil. So they came and put a bore down and said they'd make some trials. Drilled a hole as deep as hell. They said about 3 miles. Well, they never found a trace of oil, and off they went post-haste. And I couldn't see a hole like that go to flamin' waste. So I moved the dunny over it. Real smart move, I thought. I'd never have to dig again. I'd never be caught short. The day I moved the dunny, it looked a proper sight, and I didn't dream poor Grandad would pass away that night. Now, I reckon what has happened, poor Grandad didn't know the dunny was relocated when that night he had to go. And you're probably wondering how poor Grandad did his dash. Well, he always used to hold his breath until he heard the splash.
By the way, because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, come back, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Hello, I'm Kathy. You all know me. I'm just here to show you a few of the things that I like to do in my spare time, and one of them is crochet. So I started off years ago doing crochet as a little kid, and then I just forgot about it. Anyway, in the last couple of years I've just been doing crochet, mostly granny squares is what I started with. So I'll just show you what I've done here. This was just a basic granny square. I started from the middle, and then I just followed through with different colours. So I'll hold it up to show you. It's quite big. I don't know if you can see it, but it's quite big. So I just kept going around and around and around. So that was one thing that I really enjoyed doing, getting back into doing crochet. I also started a class at Park Orchards Community House on a Wednesday night, and I started to, I didn't start the class, I joined in the class. So I began to learn different stitches, which is treble. As you can see, that was my first attempt with treble in a straight line, but it's not really straight. And then I moved on to doing a scarf here. Now this one's quite interesting. The wool is called, I think it's Karen Cakes. And so it just joins into one colour after the next. So I'm really enjoying doing that. As you can see, I'm still going. But I quite like it because it's got little, they look like sort of flowers, really. So I'm still going on with that. And then this is just a bit of an experiment, this one, all the multicolours. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going on with that, but just to get the hang of it. Now, another thing I've been doing too is I'm making a blanket for a dog. So we're hoping to get another dog. So I thought I'd better start doing it. Now this wool's really nice and chunky, and it's actually odor. It's natural odor control, and you can wash it in the washing machine, apparently. But anyway, so this is what I've started to do. So this is treble. It's actually quite hard because the wool's really thick. So those that don't know how to crochet, I'll just show you an example. So I'm just going to push it in here, put it through, and through there, through two. Uh-oh, because the wool's a bit thick. Like that. So that's just made another one there. So anyway, I'm going to continue on with that, and then I am going to go into, where's my other wool? Oh, into my black. So I'm hoping to do that. It might take me a while though. But anyway, so now I'm going to finish with something a bit funny. All right, I'm going to sing one of the songs I do with some people at my other work. Okay, are you ready? Oh, the great old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and marched them down again. And when they're up, they're up. And when they're down, they're down. And when they're only halfway up, they're neither up or down. Oh, the great old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and marched them down again. And when they're up, they're up. And when they're down, they're down. And when they're only halfway up, they're neither up or down. Whoa!
They say we're young and we don't know. We won't find out until we grow.
Well, I don't know if all that's true, 'cause you got me, and baby, I got you.
Babe,
I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
They say our love won't pay the rent. Before it's earned, our money's all we spend.
I guess that's so, we don't have a pot, but at least I'm sure of all the things we got.
Babe,
I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got flowers in the spring. I got you to wear my ring.
And when I'm sad, you're a clown. If I get scared, you're always around. So let them say your hair's too long, 'cause I don't care, with you I can't go wrong.
Then put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb.
Babe,
I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got you to hold my hand.
I got you to understand.
I got you to walk with me.
I got you to talk with me.
I got you to kiss goodnight.
I got you to hold me tight.
I got you, I won't let go.
I got you to love me so, babe.
Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. I'd like to read you a poem I found, and I'm sure there are things mentioned that we all once part of our lives. It's called I Recall the Cheese of My Childhood. I recall the cheese of my childhood and the bread that we cut with a knife when the children helped with the housework and the men went to work, not the wife. The cheese never needed an ice chest and the bread was so crusty and hot. The children were seldom unhappy and the wife was content with her lot. I recall the milk from the billy with the yummy cream on top. Our dinner came hot from the oven and not from the fridge in the shop. The kids were a lot more contented and they didn't need money for kicks. Just a game with their mates in the paddock and sometimes a Saturday flicks. I recall the shop on the corner when a pennyworth of lollies was sold. Do you think I'm being a bit too nostalgic, or is it I'm just getting old? I recall when the loo was the dunny and the dunny man came at night. It wasn't the least bit funny going out the back with no light. The interesting items we pursued from the newspapers cut into squares, hung on a peg in the outhouse. It took a little to keep us amused. The clothes were boiled in the copper with plenty of rich foamy suds, but the ironing seemed never ending as Mum pressed everyone's duds. I recall the slap on my backside and the taste of soap if I swore. Anorexia and diets weren't heard of, and we haven't had much choice what we wore. Do you think that bruised our ego or our initiative was destroyed? We ate what was put on a table, and I think life was better enjoyed. We miss you. Bye.